Hello everyone, it's Rick. It is Thursday, March the 30th, 2017. If you need to reach me, you can reach me at rick0327@me.com. Alright, I've been contacted by a few people, and they're getting responses from the clerks, and some of them are giving a hard time and whatever. When you what might be better, when you're gonna request copies of the paperwork that you're asking for, maybe you're better off before you mail it out. Because again, we're trying to cut down on time, like they're mailing it to you. Because what they're doing is people are sending in a check, and these people, they don't hire the smartest people. And listen, that is done purposely. They hire people who are not they're really not that smart. I mean, I've been dealing with these clerks for a few years now, and they're all cut from like they must give them a psychological or something, because they're all cut from like the same cloth. Okay, they enjoyed a little bit of power they got. They do exactly what they're told. They look at you as the enemy when they're supposed to be working for you, and which is another reason why I try to avoid using certain verbiage that would label us, a sovereign, a constitutionalist, because all these clowns are alerted to look for that stuff. Okay, but maybe we're better off maybe calling up on the phone, or if you have to. I mean, let me backtrack. What I'm saying is for the people that have to do it by mail, because maybe they live a distance from the clerk's office. If you could maybe get on the phone and say, listen, I'm about to send a request for paperwork. I understand that there might be a fee. Is there any way that you can give me an approximation or a good a good guess of what it's going to cost me? Because one guy sent me today, and he sent too much money. He sent $10, and they sent it back, and we're trying to avoid this stuff. So I'm always thinking, like, how can we do this stuff to eliminate any problems? Okay. What else? I discovered, I'm going to be doing a video on it, on my computer. The income withholding orders. I've already done the video where I proved that it's not that the employers, although a lot of them believe that they have to, but the employers are cooperating, at least according to the Child Support Agency, Chapter 1 of the Essentials for Attorneys for Child Enforcement. Not Child Support Enforcement, Child Enforcement. You know why they can't say Child Support Enforcement? Because it's an oxymoron. Child support is voluntary. So if it's voluntary, how can they enforce it? Remember I said the other day, must be I looked into it. I mean, again, I do these videos. I don't sit down with a piece of paper and I go, all right, I'm going to say this here and say this there. I just go by what's up here and what's in front of me. I have an idea what I'm going to do, but I don't write out like a lesson plan like I used to do when I used to teach in the police academy. Maybe I should, but I have more fun doing it this way. I always played, I was a good athlete. I always played better in the big game. You know what I mean? So I'm the same way here. Like that, if you watch the video of me in family court where I'm before that judge, I walked in there, I had no idea I was going to be facing that, and I hit a home run. Well, not a home run, I hit a triple. Home run would have been the order would have been vacated right there. But you know what? You know, you got to take what they give you sometimes, because if I would have raised my voice any time or you know, been a threat to that guy, he would have got up and walked out. Instead, I got him to issue a stay, and ever since that day, my life has changed 180. Okay, from that day, I was no longer paying child support anymore. Okay, and it was because I got in front of him. But before I got in front of him, I had everything up here. I had all my eyes dotted, my T's crossed. I proved to him that they didn't have any jurisdiction. Okay, and that's what we're doing with my paperwork. What we're doing with my paperwork is we're getting evidence. We're demanding evidence of, you claim I owe child support. I just want to see the evidence where I owe child support. That's all we're doing. There's no big, formula here. You claimed I owe child support. I just want to know, you show me where, okay? They keep calling me an obligor. An obligor, I looked it up. An obligor is obligated to an agreement. All right, so where's this agreement that I agreed to pay child support? I don't remember doing it. I do remember being conned into going to some child support hearing where I got some fake judge in there having me call him or her, well, in my case, it was a her, a she-devil, Sudeep Kaur. I'm going to do a video on that woman one day. I'm going to break down everything and get it on the public, out of the public now, on the public realm, proving that she committed all these crimes against me. And I got a lot on her, a lot. But we're like, listen, you show me that, like, the undertaking was a huge fine last week. And in New York State, the civil practice law rules, and every state has them, maybe not under that abbreviation, but they have court rules, or like the federal rules. Well, undertakings must be entered, and the other party must be provided a copy, or it's unenforceable. Okay, so where is this obligation that I owe child support? That's the reason why we're doing the interrogatories for discovery. All right? And listen, I appreciate people reaching out to me. You don't gotta let me know about some other channel taking jabs at me. I'm not gonna lower myself, all right? I'm not gonna get into some fucking pissing match with somebody. I'm above that shit, all right? You know what I do? I just help the people that he didn't help. And I'll leave it there. And there's been quite a few of them that came my way. And when they came my way, they were broke. Because they got cleaned out. And laughed out of court. Had a nice woman who got cleaned out, laughed out of court. I'm helping right now. And I gave her everything for free. And then, her and her boyfriend, they made a donation. But I don't come on here to knock anybody else. I'm here to help people. I don't see Ahmed Osiris going around, and by the way, I got the interrogatories from him. So if you're going to take a jab at me, take a jab at him as well. He comes on my channel and he gives me compliments in the comment section. All right, he doesn't see me as competition. He sees me as a fellow, well, he calls me a god, and I appreciate it. He's my man. We're trying to help you people. I'm trying to help you. I'm not trying to knock anybody, saying my way is the best. Listen, everybody got their own different way. All right? I'm just using what helped me out. So you don't got to give me an update when some guy makes a video taking a jab at me. And by the way, you should have had a question mark at the end of there, not an exclamation point. You were asking a question. Okay? Got to get your grammar straight. I guess they don't teach grammar on etymology.com. Okay? And grammar counts, trust me. When you introduce papers into a court, these judges and lawyers, they look for any reason to not take you serious. So, my paperwork's not perfect, but it's pretty damn close to grammar-wise. All right, I went back to college at 40 years old when I retired. And I took, because I, from being a police officer, we had to write a lot, and my writing was horrible. I used to be so embarrassed to write, and I took English courses, and I got lucky. I had the hardest professor in college, and I got an A, and he taught me how to write, and my writing's pretty strong now because of him. You might find some typos in my paperwork. Every once in a while I'm always changing stuff around, whatever. But I've never had anybody kick my paperwork back making fun of me or laughing me out of court. All right, but getting back to the interrogatories, we're just trying to get a discovery of evidence. And what are they doing? They're trying to avoid answering the question or providing the evidence. You know why? Because there is none. But now down the road, let me get back to the employer now real fast. I believe it might be easier to, now this is a little tough now, I'm not sure, with your employer, if you want to go and piss them off, and I don't want anybody losing their jobs over this, but you're not supposed to lose your job informing your employer that they're violating your civil rights. And if they have a half a brain, they would know better to do that. Because I know at my job, I saw a woman on my job get $600,000 damages for a sexual harassment claim. And what happened was, it wasn't because they found that she was a victim of sexual harassment. It was the harassment that followed after she filed the petition. So what happened was, instead of taking a step back, the agency I work for, they went and they harassed her. And that's when they were found guilty of. Okay? So if you're going to notify, we're going to notify your employer that they're not supposed to be sending your property because of these income withholding orders. 1, they're not from a court. 2, they're not a warrant. And 3, they're a forgery. And, let me keep going. 4, you don't have an agreement with your employer to send your property to a third party. Okay, so if you had direct deposit, remember, how'd you get direct deposit? You had to sign a piece of paper with your signature telling your employer that they have permission to send your check to deposit into your bank account. Remember that? Well, they need the same thing with child support. So, chapter 1, I'm going to do a video where it says, the child support agency's well, our efforts have been successful, thanks in part by the cooperation of employers. Now, if the employer is supposed to do it, and there's a law, and we can't find this law. The law I can't find it. I know Ahmed Osiris tried to find the law. There's no law for child support either. But where's the law? And what they do is they'll use this slick stuff. The law says you got to pay child support, but they don't tell you the law. So the employer, they're cooperating, and that's what they're saying. They're saying thanks in part, and they also said the banking institution. So those restraining notices that they're sending to your bank to freeze your bank account is the same as the income withholding order. They have no legal force. So maybe down the road we go into a court and you sue your job and you get all your money back. And that's a backdoor way of fighting the child support. Because you're going to go in there and you're going to show to the judge and the other lawyer that, listen, this income withholding order, it's not a court order. It's not a warrant. It may happen. Then the judge might say to the attorney, listen, you better make a deal with this guy, because they don't want this in the courts. They don't want it to become record that these employers are not supposed to send your money. They don't want that shit out there. All right, so listen, I'm gonna cut this video down. All right, I'll be making that video, in a day or two. All right, but it's more evidence to prove that if we can get your employer not to send the money, that'd be huge. And my paperwork helped a couple people on that end already. All right, I had a couple people reach out to me saying that their employer stopped taking the money out. That's a victory as far as I'm concerned. All right, listen, enjoy the rest of your day. Take it easy.